Hi there everyone, it's Ralph Vincent from Simply Saratoga Magazine, and today I want to talk to you about comfort food, one of my favorite comfort food dishes, my version of meatloaf with roasted potatoes. Now, there are innumerable meatloaf recipes out there, and I think every home cook has their own version, their own take on it. I do too, and mine's a little different because it doesn't contain meat. Now, I know you're probably thinking, meatloaf without meat, how does that work? But in the past several years, there have been a number, actually an increasing number, of plant-based meat products that have become available. And most of them are quite good, especially at imitating, if you will, the flavor and texture of meat. And a lot of them cook up the same way too. So for my recipe for meatloaf, I'm going to be using a plant-based product called Beyond Beef Plant-Based Ground. You can find it in local supermarkets. So this is how the recipe goes. In my bowl here, I have 1 beaten egg, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, teaspoon of dried thyme, and salt and pepper to taste. Classic meatloaf ingredients. To that I'm going to add a cup of, 3/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and 1/4 cup of dry breadcrumbs. Last but not least is our plant-based meat product. We're going to scoop this in there, and then with clean hands, mix this well to combine. This actually comes together pretty quickly. Now, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. I also have my pan sprayed with a coat of fat-free cooking spray. All right, so this is mixed up very rapidly. We're going to lift this up into one big ball, and then we're just going to set it into the baking dish, and then you just kind of pat it into a loaf shape. This is easy. Probably with 16 ounces of the plant-based meat that I've got in here, you're going to have a loaf that's probably about 9 to 10 inches, maybe by 4 inches wide. So we keep moving this around a little bit. It doesn't have to be gorgeous. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. It just has to taste good. All right. Now, you can't have meatloaf without potatoes. So what I have here are probably about 2 pounds of red potatoes, washed, cut into bite-sized pieces, and mixed up with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and about a good teaspoon to teaspoon and a half of dried oregano. So we're just going to distribute these around our meatloaf right into the dish here. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to taste good. So we'll get these all in place, move them off the meatloaf. Now we're ready to put this in the oven. Let me clean my hands off here and get rid of this bowl. All right, we're going to put this into my preheated 350 degree oven. And I just happen to have another one made to show you how it looks when it's cooked. And here we are. Doesn't that look great? It's juicy, the cheese comes through to the top, the potatoes are roasted, I think, perfectly. This is a great comforting meal for a winter evening. So thank you for joining me. I hope you'll try this recipe out and give plant-based meat products a chance. Till then, you can follow me in Simply Saratoga Magazine and Entertaining with Ralph Vincent.